Thanks for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Drake Lawson.
And I'm Kennedy Huff. In response to the horrible shooting late last night in California, multiple blood drives are being held. All donations will go to the victims of the incident. Ventura County Health Care Agency will also be holding a blood drive along with Thousand Oaks Inn and La Reina High School. You can also donate to a fund that's set to support the victims. The fund can be found at vccf.org/donate.
The actual shooting happened late last night when a gunman opened fire on a bar in Southern California. The shooter left 12 dead, including the county sheriff. CNN's Paul Verkaman has more.
If you're hearing gunshots fired, one person advising there's a subject inside shooting.
An all too familiar dispatch as police get word of another mass shooting, this time in Thousand Oaks, California.
Force down through, we got multiple people down. We need a lot of ambulances and fire.
Sheriff's investigators have identified the gunman. They say he was a former Marine and known to law enforcement.
In April of this year, deputies were called to his house for a subject disturbing. They called out our crisis intervention team, our mental health specialist, who met with him, talked to him, and cleared him.
The horror began around 11:20 p.m. when the gunman entered the Borderline Bar and Grill. The country bar was hosting a college night, and it was packed with students.
So then our friends got the bar stools and they started slamming it against the window so we could get out. That's how we were able to get out. They broke the window.
At least a dozen people were killed, including Sheriff's Deputy Ron Hellis, who was one of the first to respond.
Gave his all. As I told his wife, he died a hero because he went in to save lives, to save other people.
Authorities have had contact with David Long before. Officers were called to his home in April, but mental health specialists determined that he didn't qualify to be detained under the state's mental health detention law.
You know, Drake, I really appreciated the cold weather today, but I didn't like how gloomy it was.
No, I mean, I like it a little bit sunny when it's cold, you know, so I was a little conflicted about the weather. Let's go to Cassidy Booth for how the weather did look like today. Cassidy?
Yeah, guys, it was a pretty cool day today. I definitely had to bring out the sweater today, but right now it is 52 degrees outside. It feels like 47 degrees, and there is a low wind speed of 7 miles per hour. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what those conditions are going to look like tonight. It is going to be 50 degrees tonight. It will feel like 45 degrees because that wind speed is going to go up just a little bit to 9 miles per hour. We are expecting some rain about 8 p.m. tonight, but then going into tomorrow, you're definitely going to need that jacket on the way to work. These temperatures take effect about 10 a.m. So it is going to be 46 degrees. It'll feel like 41, and that wind speed keeps going up. It's going to be 12 miles per hour. I will have more for you later on in the newscast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cassidy. The holiday season is right around the corner, and what better gift could someone give than the gift of life? Well, two representatives from the Hope organization here on campus explains how you can help save lives by donating to the UNT blood drive.
We planned this blood drive towards the end of November near the holiday season so that during that time there's always an increased number of incidents, so it's always when hospitals need blood the most, and every time you donate blood you give away a pint, and each pint can save 3 lives.
The blood drive will be held in McConnell Hall at the Mac Cafe on November 27th from 11 until 6:30 p.m. Donators must weigh at least 110 pounds and must not have donated in the past 2 months. All UNT students and faculty should look out in the upcoming weeks for a mass email containing a registration link.
Earlier this week, UNT students got the opportunity to cook with a professional chef. Here's what they learned.
From plating salads to serving pierogies, hospitality management students did it all for Guest Chef Day.
As you've seen behind us, we usually have all our food in the kitchen. Today we have it in our actual banquet area, and we've moved the tables into a bigger space. The people that are coming here are a lot more than what we usually have. We usually have like around 50 to 70 on Tuesdays. Today we have around 200.
The hospitality students welcomed Denton's Embassy Suite chef Steve Meilinger to their restaurant. Students learned the recipe for a good dining experience is quality service and food.
I think when you go into the hotel industry, you'll realize that there's a lot of synergy between those departments. And the more you understand another department, the better your hotel is, the better your guest service is as well.
Customers left with full stomachs, while students left with a new set of skills.
It gives you a real-world experience. A lot of people haven't worked in a hotel or restaurant before, so it kind of gives them a good experience before they go out into the real world and start doing it on their own.
The club at Gateway is open Monday through Thursday during lunchtime.
So Kennedy, did you get anything to eat while you were out there?
I did, Drake. I actually tried a lamb pierogi. I've never had that before.
Lamb, not something I'd usually try, but maybe at that event.
Maybe, yeah.
After the break, a new device from Google that can give your phone calls a whole new look.
And this weekend, a chance for you to give back to the community with a Make a Difference Day. And what you're seeing now is a way UNT students are taking a creative stand in battling mental health issues. These beautiful art pieces are a way to heal, and we'll have more when we come back.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
UNT is more than 125 years in the making. To find new solutions, we create a new point of view. We know what's possible when creativity, originality, and independent thought converge. We're ranked a Tier 1 research university. We're home to excellence the size of Texas. Define your future at UNT and soar to new heights.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness reported that 1 in 4 adults experience mental illness every year.
Tonight, students are addressing mental health through art. NTTV's Jade Jackson has more. Jade?
Things are just getting started over here in Chestnut Hall for the Healing Arts Showcase. Now, this annual event was created by North Texas students to address mental health concerns that affect academic and personal functioning on campus. This year, students were asked to submit work that represents empowerment and resilience to overcome mental health challenges. Now, there is a prize for the submission. That was whoever had the most impactful message with their artwork, and I'm here with this year's winner, which is Stevie Cornett. So, Stevie, tell me, what made you choose this type of artwork? I see that you have words written on embroidery. Is that what that is?
Yes, ma'am. So I guess the written word has always been my preferred way of expressing myself. About a couple years ago, 2014, 2015, I started writing more, and I also picked up embroidery at the time, and so I figured this would be a good way to fuse the two and kind of express what I was going through at the time.
Okay, and this is you're the winner. So is this your first time winning? Is this your first time submitting?
Yeah, it's the first time I've submitted art, but yeah, I was very surprised and shocked to hear that I had won.
Okay. And you were happy that you won, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Stevie. Thank you so much for, showing us your artwork. This event does end at 7:30, so you still have time to stop on by with these students who are making a difference. Back to you, Drake.
Thanks, Jade. A different kind of program is taking place this weekend, and it too has a goal of helping people. It's called Make a Difference Day. The project is nationwide, but each year hundreds of UNT students donate their Saturday morning to community service. Volunteers work across Denton County, and last year UNT students contributed more than 6,000 hours in 5 cities. What kind of projects are on the agenda? They can include environmental projects, road cleanup, animal shelter updates, and even campus cleanups. To get involved, go to the Make a Difference Day website and register. Well, hopefully this cold rain that we saw today doesn't continue into the weekends for those trying to make a difference.
Yeah, I know in past years they've had issues with mud and stuff because of the rain. Let's check in with our weather anchor Cassidy Booth to see if we'll have rain this weekend.
Drake and Kennedy, no rain this weekend, but we do have some very cool temperatures. I think the fall temperatures are finally here to stay. But first, let's take a look at across North Texas. Denton is sitting at 52 degrees, McKinney at 53, Decatur at 50. You've got Fort Worth and Dallas both at 54. Sulphur Springs and is at 52, and then we have Graham out here at 51. Now let's go ahead and take a look at across the state. We have Austin at 62, Houston at 67, Shreveport 58, and then Denton once again at 52. El Paso, unfortunately, is in the 70s, and so they are not experiencing the cool temperatures like we are. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that 7-day forecast. We've got sun in the forecast except for on Monday, but this weekend it's going to be pretty sunny outside. Those temperatures are going to be pretty cool. It's going to be in the 50s with some lows in the 30s, and then on Monday there is going to be a 60% chance of rain, so you're going to need to take that umbrella with you on Monday, and then we'll finish the week out Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with some sunshine. And as you can see behind me right here, we are all getting used to the daylight savings time. It's already dark outside, but we are going to have some rain about 8 p.m. tonight, so you can be on the lookout for that. That's all I have right now. Kennedy, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Cassidy. Heads up here. There's some news you probably haven't heard about. Ford announced today that it's acquiring the startup company called Spin. It's an electric scooter sharing service that aims to serve cities where parking is an issue. Spin is rivaled by the company Bird and Lime, which has already completed 10 million scooter rides this year. Spin is currently serving 13 cities, but Ford plans to extend it to over 100 in the next 18 months. And next up, Facebook is tossing its hat into the ring for home smart speakers. The device is called Portal. It's intended for making video calls using built-in cameras that track the user. Facebook admits that it will track the frequency and length of calls, but only for advertising purposes. The base model uses a 10-inch screen, and there's a Portal Plus model with a 15-inch screen. The smaller model is priced at about $200, and the larger one is priced at about $350. Finally, this one's for all the coffee lovers out there. A research study in Toronto has tested Starbucks coffees for potential benefits. The test was with the instant light roast, dark roast, and decaffeinated dark roast. The researchers found that the compounds that make coffee bitter and therefore darker are also potentially can help prevent Alzheimer's and Parkinson's diseases. Keep in mind, this isn't a cure, but I won't say no to another reason to drink coffee. That's all I have for you today, and remember, tune in next week for the next Heads Up.
Thanks, Kennedy. There's also a lot of movie news today. From anniversaries to sequels, here's the Hollywood Minute from CNN's David Daniel.
Mayday, terrorists have seized the Nakatomi Plaza.
This channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
Do I sound like I'm ordering a pizza?
Yippee-ki-yay! The original Die Hard, the action movie considered by some the best Christmas movie ever, is blasting back onto the big screen to mark its 30th anniversary. Bruce Willis and company will play in more than 700 U.S. theaters on Sunday, November 11th and Wednesday, November 14th.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
I bring her a dead bird, she throws it out. I bring her a dead mouse, right in the garbage. There's nothing I do good enough for you, mother!
Cats and dogs wait to see a veterinarian, or is he a shrink, in the first trailer for The Secret Life of Pets 2, opening next June. The 2016 original debuted with more than $100 million and wound up making $875 million worldwide. A second-generation villain steps into the spotlight. MGM has unveiled this introduction of Florian Munteanu, who co-stars in Creed II as Victor Drago, son of infamous Rocky foe Ivan Drago. He's a 6'4" boxer, actor, and model nicknamed Big Nasty, perfect for squaring off with Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed. The bell rings for Creed II, November 21st. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So Die Hard, a Christmas movie?
I don't think so. It's a bit too action-packed for the holiday season.
Yeah, it doesn't make my list either. After the break, we'll tell you about a local restaurant that's received a new makeover.
And a little later in the show, we'll tell you how Mean Green football gears up for the big game. Stay with us.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Bye-bye.
Hi! Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
A new restaurant is making its way to Denton this weekend, and its owner is familiar to both the bar business and Denton itself. Something new is cooking up in South Denton.
21 years of owning bars and clubs and all that stuff in Denton, and this building is something that I've literally tried to get for 8 years.
Longtime rock and rodeo owner Lloyd Banks has a new project in the form of The Dive.
I've just always loved the location. It's close to my house, which is also lovely. But I just always thought that it had so much potential and nobody was doing the right things with it. And I've watched it go from owner to owner to owner.
But the difference from this Dentonite and owners from the past is the experience he's picked up from 20 plus years in the bar business.
I'm smart enough to know that I'm not that smart. And so what I've always tried to do is go hire people that are smart and then let them do what they do. I can't even microwave SpaghettiOs, so I don't mess with them. I let them do what they do.
Located on the beautiful Unicorn Lake, The Dive is meant to be comfy, casual, and cool.
I feel like we live in a really mean world these days, and even sometimes best friends and families get in fight over stupid things like politics. You leave all that crap outside and you go to a place where people treat you nice and give you good food and drinks, and you can just get away from all that for 30 minutes, 3 hours, whatever you're into.
So if it's for a quick bite to eat or staying for a night to remember, The Dive has you covered.
Whether you're that guy that got off work in a coat and tie, or you got shorts and flip-flops and you got your dog on the patio, it's just a place that everyone feels comfortable.
Owner Lloyd Banks hopes to bring in crowds similar to rock and rodeo. They'll even be clearing out tables for a dance hall. The Dive opens up tomorrow, November 9th. So it's going to be a place you're definitely going to want to check out.
Absolutely. I think on the weekends I can grab a burger, watch some sports, you know.
Yeah, great times, great times. There's also some great times going on tonight at the Union.
Oh, yes. That is right. There is a once-in-a-lifetime semester event. There's going to be a huge turnout tonight. I just feel it. Let's hear from Dante Nunez about the laser tag event going on right now. Dante.
Thanks, Drake and Kennedy. Are you guys interested in laser tag? Well, if you've got that James Bond inside you, tonight's the perfect chance. I'm actually at the Student Union here on campus, room 333, and this event is brought to you by the University Program Council. I'm actually joined by Preston Falconer, the person who is running tonight's event. Preston, can you give me the details of what's going on?
Yeah, so basically tonight we're having like one of our free events, one of the hundreds of events that we're doing. Laser tag, we get to, have like 20 people in the room, get to, run through the obstacle course, have some fun with your friends. It's just a really good time.
Thank you. And is this event for anyone in the community? Is it for specifically UNT students?
So it's open to all UNT students. All you have to do is bring your student ID. We'll swipe you in. You can get the vest and everything. We open it up to the Denton community if we have space. So maybe you could have the chance to come in.
Thank you. Well, folks, as you can probably see behind me, there's a huge line. So come on out. This event ends at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead, grab myself a vest, play a couple games, but that's all I have for at the moment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Dante. Guys, I'll tell you what, I absolutely love laser tag. Tend to get a little bit over competitive, though.
Over competitive. Ashley, the homecoming queen?
Those two don't mix.
Okay. Very over competitive all the time. But I'll tell you what fueled that competitive spirit. Mean Green women's basketball having a huge victory to start the season last night. And no surprise here, our North Texas women's soccer team headed back to that NCAA tournament. I'll have more for you after the break.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah. Yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
Every time you let go of balloons, they leave the troposphere, sail past the clouds, and enter the stratosphere where they eventually lose their helium. Then they come back down to Earth where they can disturb ecosystems by landing in ponds and lakes where cute little turtles and bubbly fish can then choke on the remains. But the trouble doesn't stop there. Balloons can also land in power lines where they can create surges that knock out electricity, meaning the apocalypse as we know it. No power, no Wi-Fi, no Twitter, no order. Just a world engulfed in chaos where fire is law and human beings are forced to communicate face to face. So don't let it happen. Don't let them go.
The North Texas women's basketball team started off their season 1-0 after a dominating 82-35 victory against Mid-American Christian. Terrielle Bradley lived up to her Conference USA preseason team selection as she led the Mean Green last night with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 steal. Now on the defensive side of the ball, redshirt sophomore Madison Townley had an unbelievable showing in the lane, taking 4 different charges. Now after the game, sophomore guard Trina Mims said, "I think we are gelling really well right now. Our chemistry is fantastic and we're just growing." Up next for the Mean Green, they will host the number 11 ranked Texas Longhorns on Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Pit. Now, while basketball season is just starting up, volleyball season is officially winding down. The North Texas volleyball team just started their final homestand about 25 minutes ago against the University of Texas at El Paso. UTEP is currently up 10-9, and they are still in set number 1. And for the final game of the season, the Mean Green will face off against the Eagles of Southern Mississippi Sunday at 1 in the North Texas Volleyball Center. Now, for the third time in the last 4 years, the Mean Green soccer team made the NCAA tournament, and they'll be kicking off their run to the championship tomorrow against Texas A&M. On Sunday, the Mean Green defeated Southern Mississippi 2-1 to claim the 2018 Conference USA Championship and give the program its 6th NCAA tournament appearance. The Mean Green are sitting at 15-2-3 on the season, while the Aggies own a 15-4-1 record. They were the number 13 ranked team in the nation at the end of the regular season, but they did lose to South Carolina in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament. That first round game will be played at 7 p.m. tomorrow night in College Station. And finally, the final big matchup of the weekend for North Texas Athletics will be the Mean Green football team traveling to Norfolk, Virginia to take on the Monarchs of Old Dominion. North Texas will enter this game off their long-awaited bye week after playing 9 straight games.
All right, it was good to have a week off and rest our bodies, get some guys back healthy. They've been banged up through that 9-game stretch, and I feel like we're getting back to that.
Now, North Texas is sitting at 7-2 on the season and 3-2 in conference play, while ODU sits at 2-7 on the season and only 1-5 in those Conference USA matchups. The game will begin at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. That's all I have for sports. Kennedy, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Okay, here's something I would love. My little own custom golf cart to zip around campus. Well, one high school shop class thought their campus police officer should have that very thing, so they made him one. Keith Karras has more.
It's a campus cop cart, designed and built by students in Cabrillo High School's auto shop.
It was more of we came together and we were like, let's do this.
I think it is awesome. In my own opinion, I think it's just amazing.
The auto shop students got together with the school resource deputy to modify a former golf cart and turn it into a battery-powered campus public safety vehicle, complete with flashing lights and a very loud horn.
As a group, we came up with all of the ideas, all of the characteristics, all of the lighting positions. That part was all their idea. It just gives me the ability to interact with the students on a quicker basis. If I need to get from one side of the campus to the other, it gives me that ability to get there in a quick fashion.
The cop cart is the result of the students showing school pride, hard work, and determination to do something constructive for the greater good of their campus community.
I think it's amazing. It's great. It's a great opportunity.
Put a lot of time and effort into it, and I think all of us did a great job.
Anytime that we can take young people, young students, and get them interacting with law enforcement on a positive note, we succeed.
Well, that was pretty neat. It had lights and everything. I could definitely use a golf cart myself.
I don't know. It seems like an accident waiting to happen.
Oh, that had nothing on the Paul Blart Mall Cop Segways.
I've always wanted one of those Segways since that movie.
I'll stay away from the cop cart, though. A Segway maybe, but not a cop cart.
Okay.
Thanks for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.